Welcome to the Red River Rivalry presented by the Sideline Sports Network. I'm back with Wolfie2 on as my co-caster for the night is Texas OU, a rivalry as big as time.
Oh, it's one where everybody, no matter where they're from, they know that this is that moment to be able to get themselves a big win. In a rivalry game, Nation, this can really set off a lot of momentum, especially for Texas. They see themselves ranked 11th in this conference right now. OU's ranked 5th, so a big differential there, but one I feel they're ready for.
Your camera died. I think it looks like we lost your camera, Wolfie, on the broadcast, but it is a big-time game. Again, coming into this, Texas is 2-4, looking for a win to stay alive in the conference tournament race here for a bye, as Oklahoma can secure a double bye with a win tonight over Texas, which, again, these two teams have played in CCS just one time. This is the second meeting, and Texas won that opening meeting 3-1 back in Season 3 last summer when they met for the first time.
Well, and, Nation, last time we saw that matchup, I was, always rooting for Texas. This is where the Longhorns, I feel they know how to come up in big games, but OU is a very scary team. They win tonight. They get a double bye. I haven't heard that too often, but getting yourself straight into round 3, that's amazing enough to say the less.
I mean, again, it's a good skip to that third round to secure a fourth-place seed and be on the same side as what will probably be number 1 Florida, waiting for the result of the Arkansas game tonight, but again, the SEC tournament's going to be stacked. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're just waiting on OU and Texas to hop in the lobby here and let us know we're all good to go.
Well, one thing I always love about this is that the waiting period, always icing a team, kind of just saying, hey, are you going to be able to come in here with the mental and prepare yourself what's going to be an absolute grind of a game? A best-of-5 series, Nation, where game 1 is going to be the most important.
I mean, absolutely is. Disregard that sound, but OU is they've shocked me this season. I think they've shocked a lot of people in CCS this season, and they've had quite the season. They're 6-1 right now, a chance to go. They're 5-2 right now, a chance to go 6-2 on a really stellar semester, and we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the season unshakes for the Sooners.
Well, for the Sooners, rather sooner than later, and starting off quick, I'm expecting OU to come in and do what they know how to do, and that's dominate early on. And, there's a reason this team is 17 overall in games so far. They lost last night to Missouri, but I feel that's going to be another reason they're going to come in here extra hot.
And while I have you here, while we're talking about Texas and Oklahoma, those who don't know, it's the second Saturday of October, which means that Texas will take on Oklahoma at the Cotton Bowl this weekend. Wolfie, what's your pick for the football game this weekend?
I can never go away from my Texas boys. Living in Austin for a little while, it's one where the burnt orange kind of just bleeds in. I'm expecting that. I never go away from the born and raised of UT.
I have to agree. I think, Mateer's coming back to this game. Arch has looked lackluster, but I think Arch has his swagger back, and I hope that it's an entertaining game, and I've got Texas winning, but it's going to be close. I'm shocked they fell out of top 25, being 9th when they lost to Florida in the Swamp. That's a hard stadium to go into, and glad to have you back on camera with me.
Yeah, there it is. Took a minute.
It's going to be quite the Rocket League series here, but it's also going to be it's going to be one hell of a football game this weekend too.
It is, and just like the football game this weekend, I feel for this Rocket League game, a lot of fireworks early. I'm looking at UT, a team that I haven't really seen too much, but I'm looking at Turnell. He has horns down in his name. That right there shows you the kind of animosity. It doesn't matter. They all do. Actually, you're right. They all do. So it's one where they're saying, hey, we know what this is. We're seeing red. We're seeing ourselves take a win tonight.
On the gridiron this weekend, Wolfie. You know what we got to do. Mm-hmm. Horns up, baby!
Horns up, and I'm expecting in this game, for Texas, their program, especially for what they've been able to do in esports. I had a chance, what was it, last December, I had a chance to talk to their Smash team, and they said, hey, what this program does, it really is great. From every single title that we have in here, and the Rocket League team nonetheless as well, this is a team that are grinders, that kind of go after it week in and week out. But Nation, looking into a rivalry match, and you look at the records, I understand UT right now, they're on the bottom end, what is it, 2-4 in conference play, 9-13 overall in games, and do they have anything there, or are the record books kind of just thrown out for this game?
This team's got a lot of fire. They're 2-4. There's a chance they get to back to 500. They'll take on Texas A&M tomorrow night at, I think, 9:45 Central Time. But again, but the first game of their two big rivalry games is tomorrow. Again, that Lone Star Showdown with Texas A&M tomorrow night. But it's a chance to get back to 500. They can win tonight and win tomorrow.
And that's kind of where the confidence is saying, hey, this is I understand going back to 500, a rivalry game, the pride, but, UT, they win this, they get themselves a bye in that SEC tournament, and, you can never overlook a bye. Being able to say, we'll see you in round 2. We talked about OU getting a double bye, which in my head is saying, OU, you talk about pressure, you want to be able just to say, let's put ourselves right into contention. Let's get right into that third game, but, Nation, for byes, is there a hindrance, a disadvantage? Some people aren't able to get as warm, or do you just want to see yourself in the farthest part of the bracket starting as soon as possible?
Well, you want to get the double bye because it gets next week off. You don't want to play it all next week. So I think teams want to, get as far as they can automatically. And, obviously some teams are going to hope for results to not go their way, to have to not play as hard as an opponent is. Right now, Tennessee is praying for a Texas win tonight or tomorrow. That would boot Missouri out of their slot in the quarterfinals. So they don't want to have to play Missouri early on in the quarterfinal of the SEC tournament. But nonetheless, the SEC is stacked, and Oklahoma, Texas should deliver a hell of a series.
Well, the fact that you brought up Tennessee, I have some gripe there. The fact that, they took away the UT initials from us on the roster. Now we're Tex. But, Tennessee, if you're in the root for us tonight, I don't mind helping you in that regard just because I'm looking for a UT win. But that's the only time I'm looking to help Tennessee after that.
Absolutely. But we're just waiting on the players to be ready here just a second as I'm trying to find us the overlay really quickly. Okay, there it is. All right, now we're ready to go to the field. Game number 1. Texas and OU, as it looks like we're ready to go for game number 1 of the Red River Rivalry presented by the Sideline Sports Network. Texas leads this series 1-0 over OU. We'll see if OU can get revenge.
Well, OU, they come in with the big dogs, and this is where they're saying, horns down, we're ready for action. A full 5 minutes of best of 5, but game number 1, the most important.
These players all have horns down in their name, too. It's personal tonight, Wolfie. A lot on the line for the Longhorns and a lot on the line for the Sooners, but only one's going to win. Maybe we get the same result in the football field.
Oh, hey, I'm hoping so. Nation, when you look at rivalry games, anything can happen on any day. And, I'm looking at Aviator, a name that I've seen so often, especially for the UT team. I'm looking for him to really take the charge here, see for himself get that first goal. And more importantly, let's see UT right into the sunset with a win here. But it all starts with one goal. Logical, putting this towards midfield. Hunter will just push this forward to a teammate, but not much to go there.
Texas win would give some fire and some life to this program going forward, with A&M obviously being tomorrow. Oklahoma trying to wrap up the regular season on a good note here, but this is going to be a tough game to win for both sides, and Aviator is a difference maker here for Texas. We'll see if he can give us a big series.
Look for him to set this team off. The one man usually going to try to see himself penetrate that back line here of OU, and very skilled player there, knowing that if he has the ball in his hands, he's going to be able to get a bucket when he needs to. As Aviator, quick 50, puts it down. Hunter, small touch, will just go off the backboard. Missed touch, Eternal gets the first goal here.
Eternal going to put the Sooners up by 1 minute 10 off the clock, in Oklahoma strike first off the unordinary whiff from Benda. 70 seconds gone. Wolf, it's 1-0 for Oklahoma.
Sooners, and they start off with a big boom with the lead here, and it takes some time. UT, they had some good offensive prowess there, and it's one where they're just saying, hey, we didn't need to get the first goal to win this game. We just need to get the last one. As Aviator, good touch, pushed right back onto the UT half. As UT, they're playing the slow game right now, Nation.
They are indeed. An Eternal going to turn in his second goal on the night here with 3:34 to go. Oklahoma lead by 2.
So Eternal's just showing you might have 1, 2, 3, not enough. With me on the field, I can get it done no matter. As 3:34, this game just started, and OU, Boomer Sooners, just coming out with explosions.
Chad's dropping Boomer, which they want that Boomer Sooner chant. Is 3:26 to go. And the Longhorns of Texas have not had the start they're hoping for, but it's still a whole lot of time left to play here.
I'm just calling out Bevo. Let's see if he can come out and try to put a stampede on. But, illogical right now. You're seeing OU just control pacing, control portions of the field, and just keeping everything on UT's half. They're just making them uncomfortable, putting on their back heels, and a small whiffs. We'll just have a quick demo. Great job for the UT side. Aviator, quick touch there, will not be able to get into the net.
Benda trying to force in a first will be good off for 1. 2:53, the Longhorns on the board.
Bending it through. Logical, just putting that midfield, and Benda had enough boost, and great job just threading the needle. Hunter, unfortunately, not enough to push it away, but hey, this is what we wanted from UT. You didn't need to get the first one, but able to cut this lead by half now. You're right there, and a quick kickoff goal could put you as Aviator. We'll just put it on net.
2:45 left to play. Oklahoma still lead by 1. KJ Storm and the Longhorns still just trailing after one unanswered so far, halfway through game 1, and the 2-1 ball game. This is still very close down the stretch here in the first half.
You said don't worry about records in a rivalry game, only worry about gumption and heart, and right now both these two teams in game 1 are showing it. Eternal has been that player here so far, has been navigating this team forward, but can he continue this one on? Aviator, player who are looking to stand out, gets found at the top ropes there, as it will continue on for a UT possession, but a quick change of hands.
And it can't be R-cubed without some drama, Wolfie. As this rivalry is as old as time, you can't have the triple R without some, without some drama and dramatic fashion. As Hunter finds his first of the night, 3-1.
And Hunter right now just sees himself get a beautiful feed here, a little 1-2 punch in the defense for UT. Nobody back, Benda not quick enough, and a comfortable lead here for the boys for OU.
Oklahoma lead by 2 at the 2-minute warning of game 1, and Texas off the kickoff. Maybe a chance here for Aviator to the far corner. It's no good. KJ Storm rebound is good for 2.
Why not? Take it easy. And you saw a little madness. Aviator put everything he had into that last touch, going off the crossbar, and unfortunately for Eternal, just got put into a tough situation where he's not able to get a touch on it. 1:53 remaining, 1 goal changes. This one kickoff goal could be it.
And at 50 left to play here in game number 1 here. It's again Texas has came back from behind. They've broken this lead back down to just 1. Plenty of time still to go. 100 ticks on the clock remaining just now. Ducks on the ground. It's no good. Hunter will force it out. 90 and change will be Texas's offense is starting to heat up.
They took some time. They waited that first half to really get going. I feel this team didn't want to expose their whole hand. Is that one great save for Logical there near the goal line? That's going to be what we're going to look back at is how did you get it? Ice in your veins. Great job here for OU.
And Texas offense so still looking to enter the zone. Or snapshot a little high, wide, or right is Eternal. We'll turn that one wide. Benda back to center. It's Aviator as he finds himself towards the wing. Wolfie, Texas still looking for opportunities.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Aviator just unable to go in for a bump there at the goal line. Just wasn't quick enough. But, OU, they're playing stellar defense. When things look like they're getting dim, they find a way to put some light onto it and say, hey, we found it. We know what you're doing now. But UT, they look strong here in this one. OU trying to grab game 1, 43 seconds away from it. Aviator, not much boost as he's trying to work down the field.
Chance almost open there for Aviator, but KJ Storm now has to fall back here. Logical looking for a double, was nowhere close to that one as Eternal pops over 2. Bennett's in trouble. Last man's KJ. He can't make the save, and Logical finds a 4th.
And that's just a tough one to get here towards the end. The UT defense, 2 players went up, and that's kind of where things went awry. No one's staying back there, understanding they were hoping the Aviator won that 50-50. Maybe they went for broke, 25 seconds. Now all you have is change in your pocket, and you're trying to make $1.
23 seconds left to go. As this one just off the demo is good for a 3rd. Texas still alive.
Well, shoot. That's all they have $1, but they said, hey, cash it in the register. We're putting it in. As that one, UT not putting down, just coming up. Horns up potentially, but 1 goal down.
19 seconds left. Texas trailing 1. It feels like that end of the 4th quarter game-winning drive has to come through for Texas to get a 1-0 lead here, but Oklahoma trying to put the kill shot in effect, but it's still just a 1-goal game. The clock starts to tick.
Yeah, Bennett had enough boost, what it looked like, but just lost some aerial there. Unfortunately, a quick flick, not going in. UT still has a chance now. Aviator, we've been waiting for him to get going. That one taken away. Storm with no boost. We'll have one more chance off the sidewall, but Oklahoma taking game number 1. The Sooners saying it's soon to be our win here in this series, but 1 for the Start Nation.
DJ, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it for just now joining us. Game 1, and they're dropping the boomer sitter in the chat, Wolfie. Oklahoma, they've got the Oklahoma Horns down PFPs. They're serious about this.
Oh man, I will take it. I don't mind it. But I did see Aviator was kind of spiking there in ping, was at 316. Is that a reason? He hasn't readied up just yet. So, he might try to come back, maybe a lobby reset, but I think he's just saying, no, I don't care what this is. This is my game. I'm just going to allow ourselves to just get comfortable. 13 shots is great, Nation. What more do you want? You almost doubled it here towards Oklahoma.
I mean, again, you outshoot Oklahoma 13-7, almost double, and
Yeah.
you come away with a loss. Probably, shouldn't come away with a loss in that situation. Your offense just, got put in a tough situation. The defense of Oklahoma stepped up and made, again, 8 saves there, so shut down 5 shots. And Texas had 2 shots go unsaved, so it's difficult to win in those situations. But now game 2, a new chance for the Longhorns.
Well, this is now UT. You don't want to try to get yourself a reverse sweep now. Get this win, make the rest of this series a best of 3, and we just see ourselves potentially in game number 5. It's the Red River Showdown. We want the electricity, we want the action. Welcome to 5 minutes here in game number 2.
Texas and OU. And game 2 is going to start for Oklahoma. Logical finds the opener 1-0.
Yeah, that's one you can't have early. Logical just saying the easiest path towards a goal is straight, as that's going to get Oklahoma straight with the first goal.
I love this. The players are embracing it. That's always a good start. And it's always, they're poking fun, which is good, which is fun. It's exciting and good to be here. And OU has had a heck of a start, but Texas trying to answer, bend to wide left there, as the Longhorn offense now set to re-enter. As OU so far, Wolfie, this defense is playing at a high level.
Yes, they are. And Nation, these rivalries, they transcend sports. They come into the esports. These players, it's in them to try to get it going. And I'm feeling for UT right now. They're having a small little lapse. It hasn't been their best game, but that's cool. It gives me positivity. You haven't played your best game, and you're still in this one.
1 minute almost gone here. Texas trailing 1 at the about 52nd mark of game 2 after the early goal allowed earlier on, but it's still a new slate of 0-0, down by 1 now, though. After last game, things didn't go the way they wanted down the stretch, but, game 2's a new chance to adjust and come back and try to fight for a win, but Oklahoma is controlling both ends of the field right now.
And I think for Oklahoma, they're saying, forget about the double bye, forget about this win. We want to be able to go 1-1 on the series score. We can't allow UT to go 2-0 as Eternal putting the second goal on now. What a job there to just strike.
Well, they don't want OU to go 2-0, Wolfie, as Texas trailing by 1-0 already in this best of 5, but 3:42 to play, and Texas in trouble early.
Yeah, does not look good for the UT boys right now. And, for the Longhorns, you're going to have to just say, hey, it's scorched earth, burnt orange right now. And we need ourselves to just revise everything that we've been able to do. It just seems that they're on their back heels. They're too slow. OU is just too aggressive. But with all those 2s, can you get 2 more?
Yeah, plenty of time to do just that, Wolfie. So don't count them out here. But again, that's a snapshot from Hunter. No good, wide, all right. It's a big-time save for Benda, as Oklahoma's offense still looking for a third here to put this game on ice with 3:08 to play. But Texas' defense has got to step up to give this offense a chance.
This is kind of where you're saying, where do you kind of go from here for UT? It just seems that they're, right now, they're shoveled. When I'm looking for the progression down the field, it's non-existent so far. It's just they're hoping to get a touch. OU just seems so methodical so far, and they're making UT sweat. The perspiration right now, just where you're saying, hey, don't drop your controller. You got to step up, and it's getting late.
2:30 left to go, halfway mark approaching in game 2. Texas still just can't seem to find their rhythm in game 2. Here's a chance for KJ Storm will connect from the double.
Okay. Rain it through. UT puts on the first goal, and that's the second game now where it took them halftime or past halftime to see themselves get a goal now. And at the very least, you're only 1 away, Nation.
1 goal ball game, just 2 seconds into the second half of regulation, and Texas trailing by 1, trying to make that a tie game as soon as possible if you're Texas here. But Oklahoma have come out swinging defensively. They've held off a ton of good effort shots from Texas, but this defense has been the problem for the Longhorns.
And the defense just has not been able to really slow down OU. And OU just 3 playmakers who have just been getting it done when they need to. Aviator able to work its way back, but quick takeaway there will continue on for UT, but not much to work with. The Burn Orange right now, 2 minutes to try to get 1 goal as OU. They have just been so far on cruise control.
100 ticks and change to play. Game 2 coming down to the wire here. Texas in yet another late game effort that they've got to be able to come through on to get this series back to 1-1 and not let Oklahoma see a 2-0 lead.
And Aviator's been quiet. He's been trying to set up teammates. He's been trying to be the main distributor. You saw him get that assist last goal for UT, and he's trying to do what he can to set things up. So far, it hasn't been all that great for himself. But that's where you're saying continue working for the man who's got you here.
1:13 to go. Texas still trailing 1. As Aviator now a chance in the midfield will feed it to Benda. Instead, he'll go sky high here, looking for a double. As Hunter brings it down in front, no one there to pounce. As KJ swings it to the corner. Last minute remaining in game 2. Texas still behind 1.
And you said it. No one there to pounce on what could have been an easy goal onto OU side. Yes, you still have to try to get in there quick, but now you're scurrying back. UT does not look like they're in good shape right now. Something has to change, and maybe it's just the aggression, because it's all been OU in this game.
And this Texas offense is getting antsy. They're in desperation mode already, which could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing, but 30 seconds left. This offense now has to score to get this series back to 1-1 to give them a chance. There's an opportunity, but Logical makes a big save.
Yeah, and Aviator, no boost there. Potentially could have tried to go in that ball, but because of that, he just has to try to retreat. Great save on the back end, but final 10 seconds, UT. Will they go down 2-0? That goal will say yes.
And that last possession for Texas got them killed here. I mean, that shot had to go in.
Yeah, they just have no answers right now, Nation. OU looks like levels above them right now. There's a reason OU is ranked 5th. They're 5-2. UT, like we mentioned earlier, 2-4. They're trying to get towards that 500 on the year, but UT, they're looking for their 10th win game. Oklahoma says not going to go against us. We're going to get 2 quick ones to get us right into game number 3. They're looking strong, Nation, and they're looking like they're holding the rope.
Well, on to game 3, and Oklahoma received votes for the top 25 ranking, so they're just outside of the top 25, and they're letting Texas have it. The Boomers sooner in the chat, and the Horns down is the epitome of this series.
Yes, Logical is the only one that didn't participate in it, but I think it's one where he's saying, I just don't want to go through the trouble of changing things up, but I feel it in my heart, I feel it in my veins, and Oklahoma right now, they're trying to feel a win and go on to go 6-2. What a season they've had, especially them losing last night in game number 5. They wanted some redemption, and against a rival like UT, they're looking to get it.
I mean, the Horns down and the Boomers sooner in the game chat. It doesn't get more triple R than that, Wolfie. They're letting Texas have it, and now Texas looking for a reverse sweep to stay alive here. Because again, they beat Oklahoma the first time they played last summer. Now this new OU roster is having their way with the Longhorns.
Well, they said that was a summer. This is a school year. Our guys are probably on break. No one's really doing the summer semester. Yeah, and it's where I'm thinking OU is finally coming in here. Great roster, great season, and I want to see a reverse sweep. I want to be able to see it. Yes, fans, we're going in there, but give us the content. I don't want to see 3 games. I want to see 5.
All right, we need game 5. We need this to be more content than just 3 games. It's been fun to watch. I mean, again, and I'm excited for the football game this weekend as well. But this has been a lot of fun, and the players embracing it just makes it all the more fun here.
Well, and I'm expecting this rivalry to continue growing, and especially in the U-Sports sense. Imagine once we start seeing these programs and other titles start really going at it. We need to start putting something here that they can really start repping besides just the win nation. But I'm thinking for Oklahoma, what more do they have to prove right now besides get the job done and get the sweep?
Well, for Texas right now, you're it's game by game. First is opportunity for Hunter. Nearly saw a turtle in midfield with a chance to strike, but we play on 60 seconds in game 3 and desperation for Texas to win.
What a double demo there from Logical, just showing that aggression. And that last touch was a scary one. Thankfully, as Logical saying, I'm sweeping them, I'm sweeping them, I'm sweeping them. The Boomer Soomers with a couple booms there to get themselves the first goal.
I'm reading chat. 3:43 to go. That's quite funny, wiggly wobbly, but 3:43 left to play. And Texas trailing 1, Wolf. And it just seems like every game, Texas just can't seem to find themselves in front of OU here.
I hate to say it, but they just don't have the offensive firepower right now, and it just seems that they're just in quicksand. And the more they struggle, the more they get deeper into it. Aviator unable to get that double touch. Good job there, trying to go, but the execution at the very end, just when he's going to try to clean up, and he's going to try to go out again.
3:20 on the clock. Texas trailing 1. They cannot let this get to 0-2, Wolf. I feel like if it gets to 0-2, it might be game over. They have to get this game tied up at 1 as soon as they can, or else it could be bad news bears for the Longhorns.
Well, and for the Longhorns right now, you don't want to get swept. It's one thing to lose a rivalry, but it's another thing to get swept in it. And this is where UT, you don't want to go onto campus next week and just say, all right, we lost to OU. Let's see if Arch Manning can try to get some redemption for us. But let's start it off right. Let's start off with a win, or at least one win, to get us out of Game 3 into Game 4.
Yeah, I don't think Sark would like what he's seeing right now. But Oklahoma leading 1 here at the half of Game 3, and Texas, this offense still trying to find its rhythm. And almost a chance there just wide left as half the game's gone. Wolfie, and Texas just can't break the ice.
An Aviator just 2 missed demos there, or at least 2 missed bumps, and he was trying to cause some disturbance in the back line. I like that logic there for himself. Just go in, be aggressive, try to make them uncomfortable, and see if you can get a teammate an easy look. He's been opening things up so far. See if he opens one up here.
2-minute warning in game 3 here is Oklahoma. Still up by just 1. Texas hanging on tight. They haven't gotten shut out yet in a game, Wolfie. So it's good news for them. They've proven they can score in every game, but that goal has to come sooner rather than later.
Well, it's gonna have to come in now. This one might have a chance. Nobody there, and everyone's just so back on the midfield. No one able to challenge on a potential just a redirect for themselves. Aviator trying to work the entire way to the pitch there, but not much to go. That one, just gonna take it slow. Oklahoma now just need a minute and a half, as this now just becomes a time possession game.
This Texas offense has to find a way to score to get this game tied, and Aviator a chance of putting it through. It's no good. And the Texas second man has not been ready in key moments here tonight, Wolf, and it really has kind of crushed any momentum this offense can build.
Yeah, and it's where you're kind of just saying, are you a deer in the headlights right now, or a longhorn in the headlights? To say that at the very least, but man, it's just the help on that second, third man hasn't been there for UT. It's just been one and go, hasn't worked, but 1 minute left.
Chance there for Aviator down low. Couldn't make the block happen. Now with Turtle with free space is going to be wide here. Attempt for a double is no good. Oklahoma 45 seconds away from a sweep and a win over the rival Texas. Bend to fire is no good.
And this right now is not over. 38 seconds. Anything can happen right now, and a goal could change the entire tide, but you're seeing Benda just cautious, not trying to move past midfield just in case for a counterattack. Does get a demo, but now you potentially have maybe 2 more possessions. You have this attack and potentially 1 more at the very least.
And again, the second man not ready there, Wolfie. 15 seconds. Aviator trying to get physical. Benda keeps it alive. The third man has to come forward at this point. It's desperation time. No more playing safe.
That right there, Eternal just absolute lasers it to the back of the net here in regulation. 5 seconds remaining, 2 goals up, and OU saying, oh well to UT.
Yeah, in Texas, KJ Storm got overshot in the pass there by a little bit, which burned that Texas defense, and Oklahoma going to sweep the Red River rivalry.
And 1 more for the road. Hunter hunting himself 1 with 0 seconds. The Boomer Sooners start coming out through the chat here in game. And, this is where Twitch chat, I know the Sooner fans are going to love this. And, hold on to it. Hopefully it's the only one they get throughout the season, or at least this year, in terms of a UT-OU rivalry match. But heck of a job. This is a very talented team for OU. Oklahoma, they're a scary nation.
That they are. They're a difficult feat.
Wow.
6-2 in this season. They'll finish in SEC play. That's a double bye secured for the Sooners.
You did your job. Heck of a job. And this is where Oklahoma, they're going to go into their dorms, probably going to say, hey, you got class tomorrow, but, we're going to have a good time. And I'm expecting for UT bounce back from this. You're now going to go 2-5. Unfortunately, you have not hit that 10-win game streak. You're still at 9-13. Well, it's turned, 9-16 for 17 nation at this point. So Texas, watch the film, get better, and we'll see you hopefully in the SEC tournament.
And 9-16 on the season now for Texas. We'll see them back in action tomorrow against Texas A&M in the Lone Star Showdown. But until then, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Oklahoma, winners of the Triple R.